last newscast, we told you that construction workers are leaving the industry in record numbers. But did you know we actually employ 3.4% more construction workers than we did 1 year ago? I'm Tara Tafra, publisher for Door and Window Market Magazine. Welcome to our August newscast. Those facts come from Anirban Basu with the Sage Policy Consulting Group. Today we want to give you additional insights he shared at last month's GlassCon Global, specifically about the housing market, the country's hotspots, and the role of millennials in housing's future. First to those employment numbers. California and Florida are the top two states with the most construction growth. He also reveals those states whose current growth is stagnant.
Where are the jobs being added? Good question. Number one state, California. Number two, Florida. These are two states that were hard hit by the foreclosure crisis. For the most part, those states have turned around, adding population again. Home prices are rising quite rapidly now, and that's where we see a lot of construction job growth. Where do we see construction job loss? West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Kansas, North Dakota, states that have been hard hit by those fallen commodity prices, whether wheat, corn, natural gas prices, or oil prices.
Basu also spoke about the areas with the fastest job growth overall. Why the increase? Because millennials are flocking there in record numbers.
It is the young knowledge worker, the young college graduate, who is the most likely to move in any given calendar year. And there are certain communities that prove to be magnetic from the perspective of that population. Portland is one of them. Salt Lake City is one of them. Miami, Florida is one of them. Young people flock to Miami. Not so young people flock to Miami. And then tied for third here is Idaho. Boise is booming. Boise is simultaneously its state's largest city, its biggest university town, and its state's capital. And young people love Boise. And that's where you see the energy of the U.S. economy, where the young knowledge worker is flocking. And other markets here, Atlanta, Georgia, Northern and Southern California, Denver, Colorado. Young people are flocking to Denver, Colorado, often for the wrong reasons, but they're doing it, and it has economic consequences. Columbia, South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, Nashville, Tennessee.
Backing up his case with specifics, Basu pointed out the top three ages as far as population are 24, 25, and 23. No wonder millennials have such an impact on housing.
Got a lot of 20-somethings out there, the millennials. They're renters. I mean, 5 years ago, they were, locked away in their parents' attics. They're now coming out and renting apartments, many of them, not all. In 10 years, guess what happens? Yep, they're going to buy homes. This generation is different. They love the cities, they bike, they like mass transit, so on and so forth. But in 10 years, now the most common age in America is 34, 35, 33. Well, a lot happens during those 10 magical years. People have children. They get married, often in that order. And all of a sudden, renting may not be their best option.
While citing the population numbers are pretty foolproof, predicting housing and economics is anything but.
So one of the aspects that has been strong or stronger about the U.S. economy is the U.S. housing market. I'm an economist, as I say. One of the things that we do for people is we try to forecast the economy. We're not very good at it, but it's what we do. And I try to get things right as I can for our clients. I try. It's difficult to predict certain things. As an economy recovers and quantity demand is starting to rise again, you expect prices to begin to rise. The price of money is the interest rate. So one would think that after 7 years of economic expansion in America, the price of money would be rising. It's been falling. These are some of the most important interest rates in America. I mean, you would think, boy, with these low mortgage rates, this cheap money, Americans would be flocking to owner occupancy. They'd be buying homes. Nope, they're renting apartments. This is the U.S. homeownership rate. At 63.6%, it's back down to where it was in the 1980s.
It may not be exact, but Basu did shed some new light on housing, which will help companies like yours chart your future. That concludes today's newscast. As always, stay tuned to dwmmag.com for the latest news. Thanks for watching.